Well, credit to The Guardian for covering this hilarious story from Scotland. The climate crisis came early for the installers of windmills 27 kilometres off the Scottish coastline in June, in an incident that has only just been revealed now. There were 80 workers aboard a platform building the windmills when the plant leaked an undisclosed quantity of sulphur hexafluoride. This is not only one of the worst greenhouse gases in the world, being 23,500 times more potent than carbon dioxide, it is also poisonous to humans if they are exposed to enough of it. Which of these negative impacts is more significant to you would depend where you were when you heard about the leak. If you were sitting in some environmental sharehouse in St Kilda, for example, you'd probably respond by thinking the company installing the windmills was guilty of typical capitalist cost-cutting and maximising profits at the expense of Mother Earth. But if you were actually standing next to the equipment when it happened, you'd probably yell "gas leak" and "abandon rig," which, according to The Guardian, is exactly what happened. Of course, The Guardian couldn't help trying to sugarcoat it all. Quote, "Energy companies are attempting to find alternatives to sulphur hexafluoride, which is banned in Europe, except for use in power generation where it is used as an insulating gas in switchgear," unquote. Well, so that makes this leak slightly more palatable then, doesn't it? The Guardian also quoted a trade unionist saying this leak was only revealed because the union made sure it was, and that there were probably other leaks that flew under the radar. Now, if only there was an alternative to all this pointless construction and environmental destruction that offered a clean and reliable way to produce energy. If we think of one, we'll be sure to share it with The Guardian, where the journalists must by now be utterly tired of pretending that windmills, solar panels made by slaves in China and batteries using metals dug up by child labour in Congo are anything other than stupid ideas. Now, in other crazy woke news, US President Joe Biden has announced a climate gender equity fund, which will ensure that the taxpayer money being siphoned off to climate grifters will be evenly distributed to women as well as men. Now, that's progress for you. According to the President's announcement, the fund will, quote, "help provide women climate leaders with technical skills, networks, and capital to develop and scale climate solutions that are as good as anything any member of the oppressive patriarchy can do," unquote. I might have made up that last bit, but you get the idea. The fund kicks off with a lazy $6 million and is expected to grow once Biden twists a few corporate arms that they won't be getting any favours from him if they don't cough up. Apparently Amazon, which has lost $1 trillion of market capital since July last year, has nevertheless promised to throw in a few million. $6 million US might be a lot of money to you and me, but it's barely a drop in the ocean for old Joe. The Gender Equity Fund is actually down the bottom of a list of promises Joe made to COP27 this week, with the headline promises being in the hundreds of millions. They sound impressive too. Bolstering global climate resilience, accelerating global climate action, and expanding early warning systems to all of Africa. These plans and ideas are so grand, so ambitious, so unbelievably ridiculous that you have to wonder how Joe was able to wait till after the midterms to announce them.